You're listening to the Breakaway Wealth Podcast, the show that helps you build wealth faster, think outside the box, and break out of the herd. Here's your host, Jim Oliver.
Welcome back, Breakaway Wealth. I'm your host, Jim Oliver, and today, episode 6, 2026, the best year of your life by design. Okay, so this is the final teaching episode. The next episode, episode 7, the bonus episode, is going to be me and Nick Costco just kind of talking back through this and going through it, okay? But the purpose of this entire series has been to get you to have the best 2026 that you can have, the best year ever, and we're going to finish strong in what we're going to talk about today. And it's been simple. Help you design the best year of your life on purpose instead of drifting into another repeat of last year. I really hate when this microphone does not cooperate. So let's recap it for a second, okay? We started with vision, getting clear on who you're becoming. Then we talked about identity, habits, environment, money systems, relationships, health, and the rules you live by. Every episode has been building on this single message. Your best year doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you're the architect of it. You have to architect it. And here's the core truth is 2026 isn't a goal, it's a decision. All right, so this is the thesis of the entire finale. Most people think a new year equals a new life. It doesn't. A new life comes from a new decision about who you are, how you operate. 2026 becomes the best year ever of your life the moment you decide the old way of living is over. No more drifting, no more waiting, no more hoping. This year is intentional wealth, intentional health, intentional faith, intentional love, intentional authority, not because conditions change, because you change. All right. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions. There are 2 questions that shape your entire 2026. Who do I need to become for 2026 to have my best year ever? And what systems make that identity automatic? No goals, systems, no wishes, identity. When your identity and your systems match your vision, the results follow every single time. Okay, so the breakaway frame. Okay, this is you can tie the whole series into one simple, memorable model. If you forget everything else from this series, remember this. Vision sets direction, identity locks it in, environment reinforces it, relationships accelerate it, and faith anchors it. Okay, that's the breakaway framework. And if you put this into action in 2026, you won't just be better, it will be the year that changes your trajectory forever. Okay, so here's my declaration for 2026. Okay, my personal declaration. 2026 is the year that I expand my impact, strengthen my body, deepen my faith, elevate my relationships, and multiply my wealth so that I can serve more people than ever. Okay. Everything I do aligns with that identity. That is my North Star. If you want to have the best year ever for you, you got to do the same thing. You got to have that framework. Okay. So let's just review it again. Mine. Okay. Is 2026 is the year that I expand my impact, strengthen my body, deepen my faith, elevate my relationships, and multiply my wealth so that I can serve more people than ever before. Everything that I do is that identity. So let's just break it down. How am I going to increase my impact? I need to get better about telling people about IBC, infinite banking concept, why we need to be our own bankers, why somebody's going to be the banker in your life. It might as well be you. So to increase that impact, I got to do 2 things. Tell a better story so that it's more impactful, that people catch on, even people that haven't heard of it. And I got to tell more people. Pretty simple. That will build that impact. It strengthen my body. Okay. One of the things that I did is I added one more day with my personal trainer, and I've committed to 2 more days outside of that. So 6 days a week, either working out, 7 days a week stretching, 1 day a week massage, and once a month, really deep massage. Kasia, my massage therapist from Poland, she will hurt you, right? I mean, she will hurt you, but it takes like a day to recover, but it's so good for your muscles. And like I say, I'm moving like I'm 30. Okay. Well, to keep doing that, I got to do all of those things. Also, to strengthen my body, I have to recover. So what did I do? For 2025, I went out at the end for getting ready for 2026, bought a really nice massage chair, sauna, infrared, and red light therapy. Okay. Every day, all the time, boom. And strengthen my body. What are the supplements that I'm going to take? What's the nutrition plan that I'm on? What's the workout plan that I'm on? What tests am I going to get done? I'm going to do all of these things to strengthen my body, which strengthens my mind. My health and my wealth go hand in hand. Deepen my faith. Get better at praying every morning before I do my devotional. I do my devotional every morning. And when I say every morning, Nick would probably laugh at me and say maybe 360 days a year. There's always a few days that I miss. Okay. So, but praying before that devotion and intentional prayers, getting closer to God, surrendering more to God's will in my life, deepen my faith, right? Elevate my relationships. I'm not looking for superficial. I'm looking for deep, whether that's romantic relationships or friendships. I've had superficial, okay? Both sides. And I'm not wasting any more time. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to elevate my relationships with my friends that are really my friends. And I'm looking for that special partner to spend the rest of my life with that elevates me and I elevate her. And then multiply my wealth. Well, that means that get rid of some of the things that are taking my energy. Yes, a company can be an energy vampire too. And really focusing on the things that have the most impact, that align with my identity. And what that is that's Breakaway Wealth and Create Tailwind and Breakaway Wealth Community. And it's not so much some of these other companies that are doing okay, but that they're really not in my control. This is in my control. I can go out and tell people about infinite banking every single day, 3 times a day, right? And am I helping people and showing them? Absolutely. Okay, so here's just the simple truth. Trying to make 2026 your best year alone is the reason your past years fell flat. But when you have a coach, a community, a system, you cannot lose. Okay. Because when you need that accountability, when things fall through the crack and you have those people and those systems in your life, they will pick you up. It's not about just having incredible focus. It's not about having incredible discipline. It's not about having incredible habits. It's having an incredible environment and system. And you just got to put the right system in your life. Well, Jim, I can't afford a trainer 4 or 5, 6 days a week. Okay. What's an alternative? You got a buddy? You got a workout buddy? I mean, there's always a solution. What's the solution? And so if this series has hit you, then you're done drifting. If you're ready to build the life God designed you for, then, join us inside of the Breakaway Wealth community. This is your year. Let's build it together. I mean, I just said I want to have more impact on people. I mean, I don't know how to have bigger impact than to help you accomplish your goals in 2026. The series has been really impactful for me to go back and do this and to write up on my board my vision for 2026, right? And I know it's going to change, but who do I want to become? I told you who I want to become. So the big question is, who do you want to become? And why do you want to become that? And who are you serving if you become that? What are all the fears and obstacles you have in your way? And let's be clear. If you can't get a clear vision of what you want and why you want it, none of the rest of it matters. So why is this simple thing your vision of what your future is. And why, when people tell me that they can't see their vision, they can't find their vision, does it worry me so much? Because that's like getting in an airplane. Could you imagine getting in an airplane and we're in a 747, there's 400 people in the back, and you're the co-pilot, right? Because, by the way, in this life, we're the co-pilot, God's the pilot, right? He's the captain. And so you get in the pilot, and you get in the captain's seat, which Nick will kill me, but I think that's the right seat. The left seat, I think, is the captain. And the captain says, okay, where are we going? And you say, I don't know. Let's just get up in the air and we'll figure it out. Okay, well, we don't know if we got enough fuel. We don't know if we're going the right direction. We don't know any of that, right? The captain will take you wherever you want to go, but you got to tell the captain where we're going. The only way you can get there is God's going to graduate you from this earth early. That's it. We know where we're going. But if you don't know where you're going, then how can God get you there? And if, like, when I was a kid in Inglewood and unincorporated LA County, I always liked when we lived there. Like, what does that mean? And that was kind of like off of Imperial Boulevard. I thought to myself, my vision was to knock down all these little crummy houses and build this like amazing house, like the whole block. Well, then my vision got a little bigger because, I didn't want to be living on this block and then across the street having these crummy houses. So I literally, in my head, I don't know how old I was, is I had 2 block-long houses with a bridge over the top. So this is my one side of my house, the other side of my house. Yes, it's dumb, right? But it was a vision, and the vision grew from one side of the block to both sides of the block. Now, why didn't I have a vision of living in Palos Verdes? Honestly, I always just thought that was out of reach. Like when I was a kid, I thought it was out of reach. That's too high. That's too lofty of a goal to want to live there. But what I realized is then it was, well, why do you want to build this house? Because I want to be comfortable. I want to live like the people that live in Palos Verdes or Manhattan Beach or wherever. And, I wasn't smart enough when I was a kid, right? So I didn't think that, well, you wouldn't want to live here, because, you can't block off the whole, street. You're still going to be dangerous. It's still going to be whatever, right? And so did it matter that my vision changed? Did it matter that I decided that I wanted to go, if we were in a private jet and halfway to Tokyo, I say, you know what, let's go to Hong Kong instead. That's called a change in route, a change in destination, a change in identity. Why do I want to go to Hong Kong? Maybe I want to play a golf course there, right? Maybe it's the food. I don't know. Never been to Tokyo or Hong Kong. But my point is that my vision changed. And it went from California to Missouri to Colorado to South Dakota and Florida. Now, how would I have ever just imagined that? I didn't. I knew that I wanted to help people. I knew that I wanted to have money because I didn't. And I knew that I wanted to have security and I didn't. And so that was my vision. Turned out totally different than when I wrote it down. So when I'm telling you to have the best year ever of 2026, have I once said you'll get every single thing on your list? No. Have I told you you'll get one thing on your list? No. I just said it'll be your best year ever. And my life has been incredible. And if I graduate at lunch today, then it's still incredible. Because I already know 2026 is going to be the best year ever. I already know I've had the best life that I can imagine. Right? And I'm grateful. That's the last part, is gratitude. So again, depending on your belief system, get on your knees, if you have my belief system, and thank God and be grateful for 2026 before it starts. Be the best year ever, because it's the year that you designed with God and said, show me how I can do all of these things that I just said. How I, Jim Oliver, can have bigger impact, strengthen my body. I want my biological age to go down, deepen my faith, elevate my relationships. I would love to be sitting here a year from now and saying, I found my partner for the rest of my life. And how do I multiply my wealth so that I can serve more people than ever before? Now, I'm saying right now here on the show, God, thank you. I'm so grateful that you gave me all those things in 2026. I'm humbled that you have seen that I can handle that responsibility, that I can do all of those things, and that you've blessed me with all of those things that I asked for because I want them to serve other people. Now, that's being grateful, right? I'm grateful for everything that God has given me. And I'm grateful for what God's going to give me, even before I have it. All right. So just to recap one more time, is the beginning, we had vision, clear on who you're becoming. Who are you becoming? Your identity, your habits, your environment, your money systems, your relationships, health, and the rules that you'll live by. Now, you want to add something there? Want to take away something? This is your year. This is your life, right? And one thing I want you to not miss out on is this is the best year. The best year doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you architect it. You are the designer with God of your best year ever. So let's make this, design it to be the best year ever. And it starts with the whatever number of inches between your ears. What are you thinking? How do you think? What you think about, you'll become. If you want to be the best friend that somebody can have, then you got to think that. If you want to be the best parent, the best partner, the best anything, you have to think that. As I've shared, I'm working a lot on the mental side of golf. And when I stand up there and I get a small target, hey, the left side of that tree down there by the green, guess what happens? My brain, my body, everything aligns. And really my subconscious takes over and the ball goes and does exactly what I just said. But if I get this far back in my swing, I take the club back and I go, gosh, I hope, you got to squat down. You got to turn your hips. I'm done. I'm done because you can't give yourself a swing lesson on the golf course. Doesn't work. And you can't start to doubt yourself and give yourself a fitness lesson or whatever on the fly in your year. If you don't have it written down what the plan is, and you don't celebrate the wins, and you don't correct the losses, then you can't play good golf and you can't have the best year ever for 2026. So we are going to have the best year ever for 2026, and we're going to design it that way, right? And I'm going to leave you with one final story. There was a POW in Vietnam, never had golfed before in his life. He visualized the way that he stayed alive in this POW camp was that he visualized playing golf on this local golf course every single day, all day long, how he was going to hit the ball, not what his swing mechanics were, where he was going to hit the ball, and what his score was. And in his mind, he was going to shoot par. And this is what he was going to do on this golf course. And when he was released and he went out and played that golf course, he shot 72. Why? Because that's who he identified as. He identified as somebody who shot 72 on that golf course. He rehearsed it in his mind. He believed that he could do it. His neuro pathways were in concert with his body, meaning not thinking about how do I have the right clubs? Do I have the best clubs? Do I hit the ball further than the other guys I'm playing with? Any of that noise. That's the point. Get rid of the noise. I don't deserve this. Yeah, stop. 2026 is going to be the best year ever. And it's going to start right now. It's when you decide. And if it's February 1 when you decide, guess when your year starts? Then. And you only got 11 months then, right? That's okay. People can do a lot of things in 11 months. All right. So thank you all for hanging in there for all of these episodes. I hope that you got a few nuggets out of them. And I can't wait to recap this next week with Nick. And so we're going to end this like we always do, audience, with the incredible words of Earl Nightingale and the Strangest Secret. Earl Nightingale and the Strangest Secret. Let me say that again. Take it away, Earl.
Here's the key to success and the key to failure. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about.
Thanks for listening to the Breakaway Wealth Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to this show wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. If you want to start increasing your wealth building ability right now, go to community.createtailwind.com to join our free online community and get access to free, in-depth training designed to help you build real, lasting wealth. See you next week.